So, you ever have one of those moments where your entire world just shatters? Like, not in some dramatic movie way, but in that sick, gut punch way where you realize everything you believed about your family was basically a lie? Yeah, that was me. 3 months ago at my parents' 30th wedding anniversary party. And I'm gonna tell you exactly how it went down, because honestly, I'm still processing this whole thing. Okay, so first, you gotta understand the setup here. My name's Jake, I'm 28, and I've been living in Seattle for the past 6 years. I work in tech. Yeah, I know, every millennial's dream, right? But the thing is, I'm actually doing pretty well, like really well. Senior software engineer, pulling in 6 figures, living in a decent apartment in Capitol Hill. My family, they're back in Ohio, small town called Riverside. Population, who cares? Mom's a receptionist at a dental office. Dad works at the factory. Well, worked at the factory until he got laid off 2 years ago. And then there's my sister, Melissa. She's 25, married to this guy, Brad, who, look, I'm gonna be honest, Brad's a piece of work, but we'll get to that. Now, here's the thing nobody in my family really understood, or maybe they just didn't want to understand. I wasn't just out in Seattle living my best life, posting sunset pics from Pike Place Market, okay? I was helping them a lot. See, when Dad lost his job, things got rough, like really rough. I remember Mom calling me, her voice all tight and weird, saying they were managing, but I could hear it in her voice. She was scared. They were 2 months behind the mortgage. Dad's unemployment wasn't cutting it. Melissa and Brad weren't exactly swimming in cash either. Brad was bouncing between jobs like he was training for the Olympics. So I did what I thought was the right thing. I started sending money home. Every month, $1,500, sometimes $2,000 when I knew they had something big coming up. But here's the kicker. I asked them not to tell anyone. I know, sounds weird, right? But hear me out. I didn't want it to become this thing. I didn't want family dinners where everyone's tiptoeing around me like I'm some kind of charity ATM. I didn't want Melissa giving me attitude because I was playing the hero. I just wanted to help my parents keep their house and eat decent food and not stress about whether they could afford Dad's blood pressure medication. Mom knew, Dad knew. That was it. And they agreed to keep it quiet. For 2 years, I did this. 2 years. I covered their mortgage payment at least 8 times. I paid for Dad's new work boots when he finally got a part-time gig at Home Depot. I sent extra for Christmas so they could actually buy presents for Melissa's kids. I even secretly paid for Mom's root canal last year, $1,200, because her dental insurance was crap. But to everyone else in the family, aunts, uncles, cousins, family friends, I was just Jake, the kid who made it big in Seattle and forgot where he came from.
So 3 months ago, Mom calls me. She's all excited, talking a mile a minute about this huge anniversary party they're planning. 30th wedding anniversary. She wants to do it big. Rent out the community center, invite everyone, the whole 9 yards. Jake, honey, you'll come home for this, right? It's going to be so special. Your father and I really want you there. And I'm thinking, yeah, of course. These are my parents. 30 years is a big deal. Plus, maybe it'll be nice to see everyone, even if half of them think I'm some kind of tech bro who's too good for Ohio. Absolutely, Mom. I'll be there. Do you need help with anything? The venue? Catering? Oh, no, we've got it handled. Melissa and Brad are helping us plan everything. Melissa and Brad. Sure, of course they are. But whatever, right? I book the flight, I take time off work, I even buy them this really nice gift, a custom photo album with pictures from their wedding, plus this fancy frame with their wedding photo restored and colorized. Cost me like $400, but it looked beautiful. I fly in the day before the party. Mom picks me up from the airport and she's, I don't know, different. Like, she's happy to see me, but there's this weird tension. She keeps chattering about the party, about who's coming, but she won't quite look at me. I chalk it up to party stress, you know? She's probably been running around like crazy getting everything ready. We get to the house and Dad's there and he gives me this big hug, and for a second, everything feels normal, like old times. We sit around the kitchen table, eat some of Mom's famous lasagna, and catch up. But then Melissa shows up with Brad and the kids, and I swear to God, the temperature in the room drops like 20 degrees. "Oh, look who decided to grace us with his presence," Melissa says, and she's got that smile on. You know the one, that fake sweet smile that really means screw you. "Hey, Mel, good to see you too." Brad just nods at me, barely looking up from his phone. Classic Brad. The kids run over. My nephew Tyler, he's 7, and my niece Emma, she's 4, and they're all excited, showing me their toys, asking about Seattle. At least somebody's happy to see me. But the adults? Tense. So tense you could cut it with a knife. I tried to ignore it. Tomorrow's the big day. Maybe everyone's just stressed about the party. Saturday arrives. The community center looks actually pretty good. They've got these nice decorations up, string lights, photos of Mom and Dad from over the years. There's a decent spread of food, a taco bar, which is very on brand for my family, and a cash bar in the corner. People start arriving, and I mean a lot of people. Aunts, uncles, cousins I haven't seen since I was in high school, family friends, people from Dad's work, Mom's book club ladies. By 6 p.m., the place is packed. I'm counting heads, and I'm pretty sure there's at least 50 people here, maybe more. And everyone's coming up to me with the same vibe. You know what I'm talking about. "Jake, oh my God, Seattle, that must be so expensive. So you're in computers? Must be making bank. When are you gonna settle down, buy a house, start a family?" And then the ones that really get me, "You know, your parents really struggled after your dad lost his job, but they're fighters, those two. Melissa's been such a help to them. She and Brad are always over there, fixing things, helping out." That last one comes from my Aunt Carol, and she says it with this pointed look, like she's making sure I know that Melissa's the good kid and I'm the one who bailed. I just smile and nod. Yeah, Melissa's great. What am I gonna do? Tell Aunt Carol that I've been bankrolling my parents' mortgage? That would go over real well. The party's going fine. People are eating, drinking, laughing. Mom and Dad are making the rounds, looking happy. I'm chatting with my cousin Derek about his new job when I see Melissa and Mom having this intense conversation in the corner. Melissa keeps gesturing at me, and Mom's shaking her head. Red flag, big red flag. But before I can think too much about it, someone taps a glass. It's Brad, standing up at the head table with a microphone. Oh no. All right, everyone. Can I get your attention, please? The room quiets down. Everyone turns toward the front. First of all, I just want to say what an honor it is to be here celebrating Carol and Jim's 30th anniversary. People clap. Mom and Dad wave from their seats, looking embarrassed but pleased. Now, I've been part of this family for 5 years now, and I gotta say, these are some of the best people I know. And I think we all know that the last couple years haven't been easy. Jim losing his job, medical bills, all that stress. But you know what? They made it through because they're strong and because they had help from people who really care. More applause. I'm starting to get a bad feeling in my stomach. Melissa and I have been blessed to be able to help out where we can, fixing the sink, helping with the yard work, having them over for Sunday dinners. It's what family does, right? He pauses, and I see him glance at Melissa. She nods. But you know, it's interesting. Some people, they move away and they forget where they came from. They forget about the people who raised them, who sacrificed for them. Oh no. My heart starts pounding. People are starting to shift in their seats, looking around. I'm not naming names or anything. Bullshit. But I think we all know that when times got tough, there were some family members who really showed up, and others who didn't. The room is dead silent now. I can feel people looking at me. My face is burning. And I swear this is the part that still makes me sick when I think about it, Mom stands up. Mom! My mom! She takes the microphone from Brad. He's right, she says, and her voice is shaking a little, but she's looking right at me. You know, Jake came home for this party, which is wonderful. We're so glad he's here. But I think it needs to be said that when we were at our lowest, when we really needed help, Jake was busy building his life in Seattle. And that's fine. That's his choice. But Melissa and Brad, they were here. They showed up. I can't breathe. 52 people, I counted later. 52 people were in that room, and every single one of them was now looking at me like I was the worst son in the world. I just think, Mom continues, and now she's getting choked up, I just think it's important to recognize the people who really sacrifice for family. Jake, honey, we love you, but you need to understand that love isn't just phone calls and visits twice a year. It's showing up. It's being there when things are hard. She hands the microphone back to Brad, who's got this smug little smile on his face. Melissa's dabbing at her eyes with a tissue, playing the dutiful daughter. And me? I'm sitting there, frozen, with everyone staring at me. Some with pity, some with judgment, some with that satisfied look like they knew all along I was a disappointment. You know that moment in movies where time slows down and the main character has this, revelation, where everything suddenly becomes crystal clear? This was that moment. I stood up. The chair scraped loud against the floor. "You're right, Mom," I said. My voice came out surprisingly steady. "You're absolutely right." I walked toward the front of the room. People parted like I was Moses and they were the Red Sea. I looked at Mom, really looked at her. She looked confused now, uncertain. "You're right that family is about showing up, being there when things are hard. So let me ask you something in front of all these people, since we're apparently doing public truth-telling now." Mom's face went pale.
When you were 2 months behind on your mortgage 2 years ago, who paid it? When Dad needed new work boots and you couldn't afford them, who sent the money? When you needed a root canal and your insurance wouldn't cover it, who paid that $1,200 bill? Dead silence. When your property taxes were due and you were short $4,000, who covered it? When the furnace broke last winter and you needed emergency repairs, who wired you $1,500 that same day? I could see Dad now, his face in his hands. Mom was crying, but not the performative crying from before. Real tears. For 2 years, I sent home at least $1,500 every single month, sometimes more. You asked me not to tell anyone, and I didn't, because you said you didn't want charity or pity, and I respected that. I respected you. I turned to look at the crowd. Aunt Carol's mouth was literally hanging open. Cousin Derek looked like he'd seen a ghost. So yeah, you're right. I wasn't here fixing sinks or mowing lawns. I was in Seattle, working my ass off so my parents could keep their house, so they could afford medication, so they could have some dignity and not lose everything they'd worked for. I looked at Melissa. She'd gone completely white. And that's fine. I'm glad you and Brad were here doing the day-to-day stuff. Seriously, I'm sure that helped too. But don't you ever, my voice cracked, don't you ever say I wasn't there for them. Don't you dare. I pulled out my phone, opened my banking app, walked over and showed Dad. Tell them. Tell all these people how much I sent you. Show them the transaction history. Dad's hands were shaking as he took my phone. He looked at the screen, then at Mom, then at me. $53,000, he whispered. Over 2 years, Jake sent us $53,000. The room erupted, everyone talking at once, shocked voices. Melissa was saying something to Mom, but Mom was just crying, reaching for me. I stepped back. I did it because I love you, because you're my parents, because it was the right thing to do. And you just stood up in front of all these people and humiliated me, made me out to be this selfish, absent son who didn't care. Jake, sweetheart, I didn't know. You didn't know what? You're the one I sent the money to. You knew exactly what I was doing.
Melissa said, she said you probably weren't sending that much, that we should be grateful for what we had. Oh my God. I looked at Melissa. You knew, didn't you? You knew they were getting money from me and you just, what, decided to take credit? Decided to make yourself look good? Melissa's face said everything, guilty as hell. You told me they were fine, she burst out. You said you were helping, but you never said how much. I thought you were sending like $100 here and there. I've been paying for their groceries. You've been taking credit for my help while making me look like crap? Yeah, I get it now. I turned to Brad. And you smug son of a bitch, you stood here and gave that whole speech knowing damn well you couldn't afford to help them yourself. You're barely keeping your own lights on.
Brad's face went red.
Hey man, that's not...
Don't. I held up my hand. Just don't. I looked at my parents one more time. I'm done. I'm out. You want Melissa and Brad to be your heroes? Great, they're all yours. But I'm not sending another dime. I'm not making another phone call. I'm not coming back for holidays or birthdays or anniversaries. You made your choice in front of 52 witnesses. Now live with it. I grabbed my jacket and walked out, just walked right out of that community center while everyone watched. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely get my keys in the rental car. I sat there in the parking lot for a minute, just breathing, trying not to lose it completely. My phone started blowing up immediately. Dad calling, then Mom, then texts from cousins, from Aunt Carol, from people I hadn't talked to in years. I turned it off. I drove to the airport hotel, booked a room, and changed my flight to the next morning. I couldn't stay in that town one more second. That night was the longest night of my life. I kept replaying it in my head. Mom's face, the way everyone looked at me, the satisfaction in Brad's voice, Melissa's shock when I called her out, but also the relief. Is that weird? I felt relief, like this weight I didn't even know I was carrying just lifted. I'd been killing myself to help them, and for what? So they could throw me under the bus the first chance they got? So Melissa could play the perfect daughter while I footed the bill from 2,000 miles away? The next morning, I flew home, turned my phone back on once I landed in Seattle. 347 notifications. I'm not exaggerating, 347. I didn't read most of them, but I read a few. Dad's texts were rough. He was apologizing, saying he didn't know Mom was going to say that Melissa had been in Mom's ear for weeks saying I didn't care about them, that they'd been so stressed about the party and money and everything that they weren't thinking straight. Cousin Derek sent me a long message about how he always knew I was a good guy and how sorry he was for buying into the narrative. Aunt Carol sent a novel-length text apologizing and calling Melissa a manipulative little snake. Her words, not mine. But the one that got me was from Tyler, my nephew, Melissa's kid. Uncle Jake, I'm sorry they were mean to you. I love you. Mommy and Daddy are fighting a lot now. 7 years old and he's apologizing to me. That broke my heart. Then 2 weeks later, I get a call from Derek. I almost don't answer, but he's been cool through all this, so I pick up. Dude, you are not going to believe this. Try me. After the anniversary party, I'll believe anything. Melissa and Brad are getting divorced. I sat up straight. What? Yeah, man, it's a whole thing. Apparently, Brad's been cheating on her for like 6 months. And here's the kicker. Remember how he was bragging about helping your parents so much? Oh, God, what now? He was stealing from them. Like, actual stealing. Your mom had cash hidden in a drawer for emergencies, about $800, and Brad took it, told Melissa he borrowed it and would pay it back. Never did. Jesus Christ. And there's more. You know how Melissa and Brad got married? Yeah, like 5 years ago. Small wedding, right? Right, except here's what nobody told you. They got married at the courthouse 2 months before the actual wedding. Had the big party, the white dress, the whole thing, but they were already married. Why wouldn't they tell anyone? Because Brad had just filed for bankruptcy and they were trying to keep Melissa's assets separate. They didn't want anyone to know he was in that much financial trouble. Melissa made your parents swear not to tell you. Are you kidding me right now? Dead serious. Your mom apparently felt horrible about keeping it from you, but Melissa convinced her you'd judge them or something. Said you'd think Brad was a loser. I mean, I do think Brad's a loser, but that's beside the point. Right? So they've been keeping this secret for 5 years, and now it's all coming out because Brad's moving in with his girlfriend and Melissa's losing her mind. I just sat there, phone pressed to my ear, trying to process. All that time, all that judgment, all that Melissa's so supportive, Melissa's always there, bull, and the whole foundation of her marriage was a lie, and she had the audacity to make me look like the bad guy? 3 days after Derek's call, I got a voicemail from Melissa. I didn't listen to it for a week. When I finally did, it was pathetic, honestly. Jake, it's me. I know you probably don't want to talk to me. I get it. I need you to know I'm sorry. Really sorry. I was jealous, okay? I was jealous that you got out, that you made something of yourself, that you had money and freedom, and I was stuck here with Brad and the kids and no future. And when Mom told me you were sending money, I got mad. It felt like you were showing off or something, like you were proving you were better than us. And I know that's not fair. I know that's my own crap, but I was dealing with Brad's cheating and his drinking and trying to keep it together for the kids. And seeing you swoop in like some hero it made me feel like a failure. So I turned Mom against you. I told her you were probably just sending money to ease your guilt, that you didn't really care. And she believed me because she was stressed and scared, and I was the one physically there. I'm so sorry. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I'm asking anyway, because I just filed for divorce and I'm about to lose my house, and I don't have anyone else. I listened to it 3 times. I wanted to feel angry, and part of me was. Part of me wanted to call her back and tear into her. But mostly, I just felt sad. Sad for her kids. Sad that she'd been so miserable in her marriage that she'd lashed out at me. Sad that our family had gotten so twisted up that we'd ended up here. But I didn't call her back. Not then.
A month after the party, Dad came to Seattle. He didn't ask, just texted me that he'd booked a flight and a hotel and he'd like to see me if I was willing. We met at this diner near my apartment, awkward as hell at first. We ordered coffee and just sat there for a minute, not knowing where to start. "I'm sorry," he finally said, "for all of it. For what your mother said, for not standing up for you in that moment, for letting Melissa get in our heads." I stirred my coffee. "Did you know what she was doing?" "Not entirely. We knew you were helping, obviously, but Melissa made it sound like you were just, I don't know, doing the bare minimum or something. And she was always there, always offering to help, always talking about how hard things were for her and Brad. Your mother felt guilty, I think, like we should be grateful for whatever help we got and not ask for more. I never wanted you to feel like that. I know that now." He reached across the table, almost touching my hand, then pulled back. "Your mother's devastated, Jake. She hasn't stopped crying since that night. She tried to call off the whole party, actually, but we'd already paid for everything and people were coming from out of town. She could have apologized to me privately, before the party." "You're right. She should have. She should have told Melissa to shut up with her nonsense. She should have stood by you." He looked me in the eyes. "I should have stood by you." We sat in silence for a bit. "I'm still sending the money," I heard myself say, "for the mortgage, the bills, whatever." Dad's eyes filled with tears. "Jake, you don't have to. I'm not doing it for you or for Mom. I'm doing it because it's the right thing and because I don't want you to lose your house. But I need you to understand something. I'm not coming back for holidays. I'm not doing family dinners. I'm not pretending everything's fine. You want my money? Fine. But that's all you get." He nodded slowly. "That's fair. More than fair. And I want you to tell Melissa that I'm not her bank. Whatever she needs for the divorce, for the kids, she can figure it out.
I'll send money for Tyler and Emma's birthdays and Christmas directly to them, but not a penny to her. Understood. We finished our coffee. Dad told me about work, about the new dog they adopted, about Mom's book club. Normal stuff, safe stuff. When we said goodbye in the parking lot, he hugged me tight. I love you, son. I'm proud of you, even if I'm terrible at showing it. I love you too, Dad. I watched him drive away and I felt lighter somehow. So that's where I am now, 3 months later. I'm still in Seattle, still working, still sending money home, $1,500 a month, like clockwork. But I haven't talked to Mom, haven't been back to Ohio. Melissa's divorce is getting ugly. Brad's fighting her for custody, which is rich considering he's living with his 23-year-old girlfriend and barely employed. I send money for the kids. That's it. Dad calls every Sunday. We talk about sports, about work, about nothing important. It's okay. Not great. Not what it was, but okay. Mom sent me a letter last week, an actual physical letter. 10 pages, handwritten. She apologized for everything, for the party, for believing Melissa, for not seeing how much I was sacrificing. She said she understood if I never forgave her, but she wanted me to know that she was sorry and that she loved me. I haven't written back yet. I don't know if I will. The thing is, I learned something from all this. You can do everything right. You can sacrifice, you can give, you can love with everything you have, and people will still disappoint you. Family will still hurt you. And sometimes the people you expect to have your back will be the ones holding the knife. But I also learned that I'm stronger than I thought, that I can set boundaries, that I can walk away from toxic situations, even when they involve people I love. Am I happy? I don't know. Some days yes, some days no. Am I better off? Absolutely. Because I'm not living for anyone else's approval anymore. I'm not sending money to prove I'm a good son, or to earn love, or to make up for leaving Ohio. I'm helping because I choose to, on my terms, with my boundaries. And you know what? That's enough. The people who really matter, Dad, Derek, even little Tyler with his sweet text messages, they know who I am, they know what I did, and they appreciate it. The others, the Brads and Melissas, and even, sometimes, the moms of the world, they can think whatever they want. I know my truth, and after everything, that's all that really matters.